What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty, Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news, go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose, tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bulls Scripted. We're here to recap a 145-134 loss, second straight loss to Cleveland. First loss of 2023. New year, same shit. Nothing's changed. Before we do that, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at On Tap Sportsnet. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. Also, if you're on Facebook or Twitter, go over to YouTube if you don't mind, On Tap Sportsnet YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell. It'll notify you anytime we go live. Before we get into the game, Goose and I were just talking about this before we came on, and I don't know if anybody's religious or not. I am to a certain extent. I just want to throw up anything that I can that makes sense. Prayers for I don't know if anybody watched the Monday Night Football game tonight with the Bulls being on. I had it on my second screen. I wasn't paying too much attention to it, but Damar Hamlin got hurt tonight, and he was escorted off the field in an ambulance after CPR was administered. So I just, we love sports. Sports is awesome. We have a pretty big following here at Bulls on Tap that we're very blessed to have, and just, throw prayers up, whatever you do. If you don't pray, crack open a beer, drink, whatever you can, just prayers for that 24-year-old young man, because that sucks, man. It's hard to see that. They just suspended the game, which is good. It took way too long, in my opinion, but just hope that guy can recover and is okay.
To expect a team that's very much a brotherhood and a family to watch their brother go through that and kind of expect them to go back to playing is rather insensitive and just inhuman. In a moment like that, you need to accept and realize that the world's a lot bigger than sports. And unfortunately, it takes crazy, drastic, horrific things like that to happen for millions of us to see generally in a setting like that, to be reminded just how quick and simple the things that we love can turn bad. So prayers up to him and his family, and hopefully that it is just what we saw and not anything worse than that.
Right, yeah. One more time, prayers for Damar Hamlin, if you do that. If not, take a drink. All right, getting into the Bulls game here. I tweeted out in the beginning of the game, I knew I shouldn't have fucking done it. I blame myself for this. I was like, this is the best I've seen the Bulls play all year to start this game. And I said, I really hope I'm not jinxing it. And I did. Of course I fucking did, right? Of course. I blame myself for that. But the Bulls came out, dude. The defense, the closing out on the perimeter, the swarming the paint, the fight, the fucking fight for rebounds. Everything and anything. The movement without the ball on the offensive side. Everything looked very, very crisp in the first half of this game. Defense and offense. The second half happened. Donovan Mitchell happened. And I want to point out something to everybody real quick. We break down games here. Sometimes we have conversation that gets, out there within the basketball world. But Donovan Mitchell is the best two guard in the Central Division right now, especially with Chris Middleton being hurt. Donovan Mitchell just scored 71 fucking points. I've never seen anything like that outside of Kobe and the 81-point performance. Donovan Mitchell literally there's a little White Soxism we have. It's called the will to win. It's a stat that you can't measure. He flat out refused to let his fucking team lose tonight, and nobody on the Bulls trusted each other enough or themselves enough to go toe-to-toe with that man.
I don't know. I wish it was at the fourth quarter and into overtime. I got to give Donovan Mitchell all of his flowers necessary. The Bulls are on the wrong side of history tonight with that performance. That man did not miss in overtime. That third quarter, I feel we were robbed.
Listen, the refs were terrible. And I'm going to give you that.
You cannot take I guess as a professional athlete, you cannot let the referees dictate your approach. But as a fan sitting here watching that third quarter, to have that first half, I believe the Cavaliers shot 6 of 22 from three-point land, where the Bulls shot 6 of 12. All around, the Bulls kind of just controlled that first half. Third quarter, you have Donovan Mitchell taking 15 free throws in that quarter alone.
Yeah, he took
somewhere around there.
25 on the night, Goose. I believe it was 13. I'd have to go look again, but he took 25 on the night.
So to completely change the flow of game to the point where you are just stopping play, every single possession the Cavaliers have the ball.
Now, this game started at 6:10 p.m. Keep that in mind. It was a very long game due to the stoppages that took place.
And we're starting at the same time that we usually do, despite the fact that I missed the majority of the first quarter.
Yeah.
That third quarter should never happen.
No,
for a flow of game standpoint, for a fairness standpoint, that you had DeMar getting tackled on drives to the rim.
Oh, you saw Billy D get it. You saw Billy D get teed up.
Saw Billy get teed up for it, and rightfully so. Because the officiating in that third quarter was way too lopsided to me to really take the ending to this game serious. Not that the Bulls didn't have plenty more opportunities to either stop Donovan Mitchell or do something more effectively on the offensive end.
He said, "Where's the bleach?" I'm fucking dead.
I don't know what I watched in that third quarter. That was not fair officiating. That looked like that shit was rigged.
Goose, what if I told you they had like a 20-point lead though? I know it was bad, but the officiating was bad on both ends too.
But to change the game, the team has the 20-point lead and you're rigging it to get the other team back in the game, and you're swallowing the whistle on the other end. We don't get down to a Donovan Mitchell missed free throw that Pat should have boxed him out on.
Yeah, Stacey was fucking pissed about
Stacey
that
was
too.
livid.
I got to give Stacey his flowers there because he said it right before they did it.
He said it before it happened. And it happened. And I don't know if they have a delay or if they do or how much of a delay they have. But Stacey hit the nail on the head there, and you couldn't even be mad at Billy. This is one of the first times we saw him make offensive, defensive switches. Puts Kobe White in the game as a better free throw shooter than Derek Jones Jr. Kobe gets the ball in the inbounds pass, hits the 2 free throws. You see him put Drummond in. We go, all right, we got one of the best rebounds ever to exist in the face of the NBA. And Vucevic and Pat doesn't box out Donovan Mitchell, and he floats it in. And then Billy makes all the right calls until the last call of the game, like usual. I have no calls. I have none. Give the ball to tomorrow. Let's see what happens.
See, that is what I wanted to touch on too. That royally, like tonight was we talked about this a couple episodes ago.
You just did it against the same team,
and he did it a week ago. Who were they? Was it? It wasn't Atlanta, was it? I can't remember who it was, but
no, it was Atlanta when I had the putback for the win.
There was no draw up. There was nothing. I'm convinced there is literally the only thing he draws up is okay, set your screen here, DeMar, come off that, do something.
You have Zach on the complete opposite side of the floor. DeMar couldn't pass him the ball if he wanted to. Like, at the very least, I need something drawn up where Zach is your obvious second out. Or Vooch. Like, I need something that shows me that you tried. And you did something that isn't just, here you go, DeMar. We're going to live or die by it. This
is a comment from Zach himself, reported by Casey Johnson. It says Zach LaVine will ride or die with DeMar DeRozan every time DeRozan takes a last-second shot. Those shots used to go to LaVine, who remains confident in that role. Talk to LaVine post-game Saturday about last-second shot attempts. He's confident if he gets a chance. This is where I can be pissy at Billy. What are you doing, man? At this point, seriously. Because you're so fucking predictable. Everybody at home, novice basketball fans or novice Bulls fans who are just getting into it, say they just started watching 2 years ago. All of you know who the ball is going to every single time. I love DeMar DeRozan. He has done some great fucking things here. It is way too predictable at this point, and baby, he ain't MJ. You got to do something else. You got to give it to the guy that you fucking paid.
Use him as a fucking decoy. You've done it 30 times in a row. The 31st time, let's try to pass out of it. And maybe, I guess what Billy's thinking was, well, last game that 2-minute report came out and DeMar was fouled, so he should have got 2 free throws.
Bro, I'm so tired of that fucking last-minute report. Just keep it to yourself.
No, don't share that shit with me. I don't ever want to hear about it again.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally at work today. We didn't record, but if we did, I would have been complaining about that last shot. And then that last 2-minute report would have came out, and then all day I would have been sitting there going, you know what? But what if he got the free throws?
And to your point, we have Chai Sports.
We lost Buzz this time. I don't know what to do.
I fell. Anyway. But to your point, to be fair, the other day against the Cavs, Billy said that he didn't want that. That wasn't the play they wanted because DeMar was too, what would they say, was too high up in the key or something like that. That's what he said it was.
Well, where was DeMar tonight? Because he was behind the 3-point line. That's not the shot I want for DeMar.
Right. So what do you mean? I that's what I would ask him. You said that was the play that you wanted on the 31st.
The play you drew up tonight had
DeMar
come to the top of the key.
Yeah, you got him further out now. So that's the play you wanted.
With less time. You had 3 seconds tonight instead of 5.
I accidentally hit the back button. I have a gaming control, or what is this called? A mouse. I have a gaming. I have a gaming mouse, and it's got these things on it here. And sometimes I click them and it goes back in the browser. I'm a fucking noob. I don't really know how to work this thing. So that's why I use my Xbox controller when I play my video games. I can't do the mouse and keyboard shit. I always fuck things up. But to answer your question, that is where I went. Rob Austin, you were a beautiful looking guy there. Anyway, I'm super irritated about the whole thing. But even Zach's performance, 26, 6, and 6 tonight. 3 turnovers, 40 minutes, played big minutes. Couple times he got lazy. One of them was the fourth quarter turnover where he didn't hustle back after he dribbled the ball off his fucking thigh and then thought DeMar was just going to go get it. And that's not what happened. Turned out to be a turnover and a Donovan Mitchell layup that threw me through a loop. I mean, listen, man, we can only beat a dead horse so many fucking times. And that's what we're starting to do. So
I think the issue with tonight is you touched on it a little bit, and I didn't really circle back to the point or let you elaborate on the point. But the Bulls did not have an individual player, Zach or DeMar, that was able to step up and be that dude to keep up with Donovan Mitchell. And to Cleveland's credit, they do have 2 guys in Stevens and Okoro that they can throw on DeMar and Zach. After Caruso fouled out, we didn't have anybody that we could really just go, that's your dude. Don't let him do nothing.
I felt like DJJ did a good job, but I also felt like he felt the wrath of the officials, especially in that third quarter.
He felt the wrath of the officials, which had him scared to get too close. But then you had Zach and DJJ jumping out on 3-point attempts for Mitchell at the end of the game. It didn't matter. You know what, Shy Sports fan? We're getting to the point with the pickle juice that the next win that we have, I'm just going to chug pickle juice so we can go on a streak because we got to reverse it at this point. I don't even know if I like or dislike pickle juice. It's clear you dislike it enough to where it's torture. I might actually just enjoy it. So we might just have to pour up a cup and
just fucking do it to try to turn the juju around.
Just got to turn the juju around.
Man, I might do that. I believe in the juju, man. I might do it just because I believe in the juju. I'm going to bring up something crazy here. I'm giving Donovan Mitchell his flowers. 22 for 34, 71 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds in 50 minutes. This man shot 22 of 34. 22 of 34. That's some fucking NBA 2K my player on beginner shit.
Nah, not even when I turn it up to full quarters am I hitting 71 usually. I mean, that's a lie, probably.
That is absolutely a Chris Dunn used to lock down it. Bring back Chris Dunn. Thank you, Andrew Jones. Is this really Chris Dunn in our comment section? I'll try to put in a good word.
As an avid fan of Chris Dunn, who probably does still have a tent on that island that we used to talk about, with as bad as the Bulls' perimeter defense is,
I'd take him right now.
you want to get me Chris Dunn or Shaq Harrison as a pit bull off the bench instead of Marko Simonovic? Sign me up, because both of them would provide more utility than Marko has in the time that he's been drafted to this team. And let that man go back overseas, enjoy his NBA paycheck, and go play some Euroball.
Chris Dunn is not 71 years old, you motherfucker. He's got to be like only 27 or 28.
You know what's weird, though, is he is almost as old as Andre Drummond. And if you would have asked me before this year how old I thought Andre Drummond was, I would have told you old as shit, and he's only 28. So
yeah, he's only 28 years old, fucking Chris Dunn.
Unfortunately for Chris Dunn, he was drafted in his prime, and he retired a washed 26-year-old.
Fucking look, he put Shaq Harrison, Juice Manko. Like, no, you son of a bitch. They shouldn't even be super ashamed of themselves with Donovan Mitchell's. I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves about Donovan Mitchell scoring 71, but that's not the worst thing. You know what the worst thing about tonight is in this realm of the universe? They blew this game after having the lead that they did on Kirk Heinrich's fucking birthday.
Oh,
who the fuck
you found a way to turn this into something about Kirk Heinrich? Only you.
Hey,
only you. I guess
I bet you if Kirk was playing, he wouldn't have let 71 points happen.
Fair enough. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Although Io was wearing number 12 out there, and he couldn't stop the man either.
Well, Kirk Heinrich he might be Jesus, so I'm pretty sure he would have stopped him. I'm pretty fucking sure, man.
Starts the episode with. Do you pray? You may or may not be into that. I'm religious to an extent. Kirk Heinrich is Jesus.
In human form. In human form. Okay. So there was a fun report out that I wrote down on my phone, and then I took a picture, and I meant to text it to you, and I don't think I ever did because I'm a jagoff. But it said that the Memphis Grizzlies were looking to make a big-time move to help push them over where they are now, which is in a good spot because they're tied for second in the Western Conference. So they're looking to bring somebody in. Now, I look up and down at the Grizzlies roster. They've got some young talent. They've got some expiring contracts. They've got some cool stuff over there. So I wanted to ask you about this because, again, I'm not going to sit here and talk about fucking losses all the time. And I just got Donovan Mitchell's balls put on my forehead with 71 points, so I can't really keep elaborating on what just happened here. The Bulls suck, everybody. We're just here to bring comedic relief, talk about Kirk Heinrich. And that's me. And that's about it. You're going to get great breakdowns from Goose. And then you're going to get me, who's just trying to hold it all together with stupid humor. But this is the trade that I put through. I don't know if you can see that. It's Danny Green, Dylan Brooks, and Xavier Tillman and 2 first-round picks, a 2023 and a 2025, for DeMar DeRozan. Dylan Brooks has a year left on his contract, and so does Danny Green. I just threw Tillman in as a filler in this. I mean, you probably throw another filler in there. Would you do that if they called you?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this.
I'm just saying because it's starting to become more real. When you see a loss like this, it's gonna get more real.
February is creeping up, and the Bulls keep finding a way to lose games that they shouldn't really have business winning. Tonight, different story. Had every business winning this game and threw it out. Any trade that's getting me 2 firsts and expiring salaries to where I'm not tied in. I don't know if you'd get the bird rights to Dylan Brooks in that trade when it came to the offseason. Part of that trade, I'm not sure if they'd let go of Dylan Brooks. Obviously, you're talking DeMar DeRozan. But I've read reports and comments of Dylan Brooks' teammates heralding him as one of the best defensive players in the league.
But he was really the start of Memphis starting to kind of, turn around. Obviously, John Morant is really great. But Dylan Brooks has been a guy over
Dylan
there.
Brooks was the guy that Bulls fans should have cried about when we sold that second-round pick because he was on the board when we sold that second-round pick that year.
For Jordan Bell, right?
Yeah. Well, we were upset by the fact that we didn't get Jordan Bell. Dylan Brooks was on the board when that pick was coming.
Dylan Brooks is still in the league.
Dylan Brooks is still in the league. He doesn't have a ring yet, though. I think Jordan Bell does have a championship.
Yeah, Golden State, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
But no, Dylan Brooks could have very well already been a Bull.
Yeah, I look at that up and down. I mean, you got to pay to do something. I mean, he's having a great year. I mean, just an absolutely fantastic year. I don't know if they would do it or not, but I look at a guy like DeMar.
If they have any other salary filler, like I don't even need Dylan Brooks in the deal. It was about the firsts there. I don't know. Maybe you can find a third team that takes Danny Green and get yourself another second. The Bulls are pretty short on seconds. We've touched on this in a couple other shows. Don't have our second this year due to the Lonzo Ball tampering. And I believe our seconds for the next 2 years are gone as well.
Right.
DeMar trade and something else.
And just to throw out the Juice Manco here, like, it's not like I'm trying to find trades that don't work. I was just kind of looking at something, and why I take it from a guy who's watched a lot of Memphis basketball this year, just because I really do enjoy watching Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. and John Morant play together. I think that's a very fun young core. Kind of like how the Pelicans were before Lonzo came over here. I was watching a ton of Pelicans basketball because I thought Ingram, Zion, and Ball were really fun to watch out there on the court. The reason I'd say they might be interested in DeMar is because he's a free agent after next year. Number one. Number two, he's a guy that can take some pressure out of Ja Morant's hands when it comes to tough shots, because this is what happens when you look at averages and when you watch the teams play. I'm not saying people don't have insight just from looking at stats, because you can't. But when it comes down to crunch time, you want to talk about predictability. That ball's going to fucking Ja Morant 100% of the time, just like it is here with DeMar. But at least we kind of have that second option in Zach. I mean, he'll never touch the ball from what if Billy has anything to say about it. But I think they could use that, especially DeMar, for a playoff run or really trying to get farther. I think that might be a good pickup for them if they want to move forward.
Contention window, giving a secondary star option. Obviously, the Grizzlies are just a very well put together roster.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, even that trade that I put out there wouldn't hurt him, Goose. It really wouldn't hurt him that bad. Like, it wouldn't.
No. So no, I definitely get the idea of what you're trying to do there, getting DeMar to the Grizzlies. You saw it tonight before Mitchell just went completely in fuego. The Cavs were really hurting without Garland. Their other star backcourt mate. Unfortunately, that played against the Bulls in the sense that the only answer was to keep just giving the ball to Donovan Mitchell, and he just didn't miss.
You know they're 8-0 without him?
We're not going there. The Grizzlies were like 8-0 without Ja Morant, too.
Oh, I know. Isn't that strange is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Darius Garland doesn't play a fucking...
If it's not, I don't know if the word is strange. I think it's convenient to the narrative that we're pushing, in the sense that other teams in the league continue to win without their first or second best player.
That's a good point.
We look like shit just without Lonzo Ball.
God, Jesus Christ, it's so bad when you say it like that. There's nothing here.
We have 3 stars putting up 20-plus points together almost every single night, and we still find a way to lose in embarrassing fashion.
And it's so strange because I feel like we have decent role players too. They just don't play. They pick and choose when they want to go hard, and they cannot sustain it for 48 minutes.
We don't have shooters. I think that's still our biggest issue.
10 for 33 tonight, 30%, 30.3%.
And we had 6 in the first half, shooting 50%. 6 out of 12 is what we had going.
I thought another game where I thought Pat Williams was going to fucking come out party, and then it just 7 out of his 10 shots from downtown, he hit 2 of them. 10, 5, and 2, 1 steal. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to say anymore. Like, blow it up. Seriously. There's nothing here. There's nothing here anymore. This is done. This is over and done. You're retooling. It better not be around Levine. And not because of how he's played this year, because of the knee injury. Is that something that's going to be a haunting thing?
To bank, but that's what you do when you give him the contract. And I do feel like Zach's rebounding. I do think retooling around Zach may be this team's best option, just because you're probably not going to get fair value for him.
Motherfucker, man.
We got lucky that Levine turned into what he did out of the Jimmy Butler deal. If Zach doesn't recover from his knee the way that he did, we're looking at that Jimmy Butler trade and just go, oh my God.
Well, right, but I mean that Jimmy Butler trade ultimately led to Garpax being pushed out, and like I've said,
what we wanted.
Well, I know, but like I said in the past, though, like I can't hate on Acme too much because they
inherited this,
they took a huge swing, and I thought that was cool at the time, and I'm going to own that.
Direction of what we were stuck in and entrenched in, and they took the remnants of that and turned it into something happy for 35 games that had me more excited about this team than I've been able to since
like 2011. You know, like at this point, dude, building around Zach he's a 2-time All-Star. He did the 25-5-5 thing. He was almost 50-40-90. I mean, that's impressive.
Do you build around Pat? What do you do? Do we have anybody to build around?
No.
Or do you just tear down, blow it up, and start completely?
Fire sale. Who the fuck do you want? I tell you what, I'm still taking the fucking mega stuffed Oreos for Pat Williams. I'm not playing with you. I would. You call me right now. That shit ain't even open. I'm taking it. Give it. I want it. I don't care. I don't. Pat Williams is so far off my radar of anything that I want to build around. I'm so sick of hearing the raw talent that he's only 21 and yada yada. Just miss me with the shit. I'm tired of it. He doesn't have it up here. He's never going to have it on the court if he doesn't have it up here. Period. End of story. DeMar's getting older. Vooch is.
Oh no, poor Vooch gets the.
We ruined him.
He gets the Caleb Bosch treatment, and without his huge three tonight, without most of his huge threes throughout a lot of the games that we beat good teams in, we're not winning these games, and that poor man gets shit on too. He deserves to be appreciated.
At this point, out of the big three or whatever we're calling them, Goose, there is not one motherfucker on this team.
Wait.
That I build around.
Spin zone. You trade Zach and DeMar, and you extend Vooch.
I mean, that would help us get to the lottery.
Would help us get to the lottery. I'll give you a veteran center for a couple of years.
I think it would.
I mean, it did wonders for the Magic.
Yeah, you're right. It did. I don't want to see it happen. Like, if this is 4 years ago, and DeMar's playing this way, like he is right now.
Yeah, no. Then you got.
Then I'm like, okay, I'm building around this guy.
You're getting an unexpected prime right now, and you don't know if it's going to last through the end of the season, let alone into next season.
I mean, he's been playing heavy minutes this year. His workload is arguably more than it was last year.
Well, and we're getting to the point where it's beneficial for DeMar and for the Bulls for him to go somewhere where he doesn't have to do this all the damn time. So he can do something similar to this next year and for a few more years. Because
I'm all about getting assets back. I don't want to see DeMar go to a shit team, but I love DeMar as a player, but I don't give a fuck if he goes down to the worst team in the league. I don't care if they trade him to Houston. Give me something of value back. Give us value because we need this team to now accept the fact that they can go on a stupid little run this season. They are not winning a playoff series. I will put my left nut on that.
But Lonzo Ball's jumping on his jump shot now.
Oh, my God. What fucking groundbreaking news here on Bulls on Tap, everybody. Fucking Lonzo Ball's jumping.
And slightly jogging.
That's great. Oh, I can't wait till he comes back and he just looks like he did. Doesn't matter. He hasn't played basketball competitively for a fucking year. He's just going to come back and then you're going to get the fucking
Buzz. It's muscle memory.
You're going to get the robot, Arturas Karnisovas. We felt like Lonzo was ready to come back and contribute. And we're a little disappointed that he's not playing up to the level we thought he would. Well, no shit, because he hasn't played basketball in a year. I'm good, dude. I'm good. I love Lonzo. Build around Lonzo then. Trade everybody else out. If he was a key cog, if he was that important, let him sit out the year and heal. Trade everybody else and bring in a team around Lonzo Ball.
Come on. You know you can't trade Zach and keep Zoe. They're clutch affiliates. You get rid of the one, you got to trade the other.
These fucking players and their agencies. I'm getting ready to go on my old man.
Zoe only came here because Zach was here.
Everything sucks and everything's on fire.
No, I looked at my coworkers today. I was like, I don't want to record. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, this feels like a job.
It does. It starts to feel like a fucking job. I mean, it kind of is because we work for Sports Illustrated to a certain extent, but higher ups might not like that, but I don't really care. I don't want to do this because they suck and we went through 4 years of doing this show.
Somebody told me it was going to be different.
I thought it was going to be better. And now it's somehow fucking worse. It's somehow worse.
There's a different level to suckage to trying as hard as you can and still failing, as opposed to not trying at all and failing and spinning that as I was trying to suck because there's benefits to sucking right now.
My God, dude. The next game.
Now we're just tryhards who can't win.
Yeah, the next game is against, and I believe they won tonight too. And I don't know if you saw that Kyrie Irving dunk, but he heard everything I said about him, and they won their 13th. I think it's their 13th game in a row.
I think it's 11 or 12. I heard 11 earlier today, so
I'm counting. Talk while I count. 4, 5, 6.
So Kyrie, the Nets win streak is fueled by your hate for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, it's 12. It's 12. It's 12 in a row tonight. And the Bulls are going to be running into them on the 4th, which is Thursday night.
Running into them Thursday night when the Bulls bust the Nets winning streak. I'll be waiting with a glass of pickle juice.
Really? If they beat the Nets, what are you going to do when they don't? What are you going to do when they don't?
Nothing, because I'm fully expecting. I'm going to win the lottery when they don't beat the Nets. I'm going to buy a ticket and a fresh jar of pickle juice.
They're going to get fucking cooked, man.
But then I better win the Mega Millions. Like, this is going to be a good ticket.
I want to win a Mega Millions. Oh, it is Wednesday. Thank you, Rob. It is Wednesday. Oh, man, what's today?
It's Monday.
I see. I didn't work today. I'm thrown off, dude. I'm thrown off. Okay, yeah, 12 straight win for the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Chicago Bulls. I don't have much else. You know what, guys? If you are watching and you follow us on Twitter and you always join in the conversation, which we had another great turnout tonight, throw trade ideas to us on either Goose's Twitter, my Twitter, or the Bulls on Tap Twitter. Let's start doing some mock shit together that we could talk about when you guys are in the comment section that we can bring up. I could screenshot and pull it up on the screen because at this point, we're just going to keep talking about losses and how fucking miserable we are.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's getting to the point where it's just deja vu. Oh, look, DeMar's got the ball. We could win. Oh, he missed this time.
I've seen this episode before, man.
And then 3 episodes later, you get me excited because he makes the shot, and I tell you how, all right, maybe it's all right to live and die by DeMar because we won this time, and that fits the narrative for the night. And then I got to go back to fuck you, Billy. Stop giving the ball to this man and expecting nothing else to happen. Like, I want to see a pass on a game-winning shot. I don't want to see an inbounds to DeMar. I want to see passes.
I want to see Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson. That's who I want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to say we're boot scooting boogieing. That would be pretty Midwestern. I think that'd be pretty fitting.
That was pretty cool. I like how you did that there. It rolled off the tongue pretty good. Good for you. Fucking that needs to go on a t-shirt. That needs to go on a fucking t-shirt. You got anything else before we get out of here? Because I'm getting really irritated. And it's already fucking Wednesday in Germany. So, you know what I'm saying? It's already fucking Wednesday in Germany. So, I'm already depressed about tonight's loss in Germany. Is that like traveling in time?
Loss in Germany.
It's like fucking. I've had enough. Is what I'm getting at. I've had enough. You got anything else?
The Nets have already won 13 in Germany. Is what you're saying.
Oh my God. Look, imagine your name being fucking Scoot. You could scoot right off my team, buddy. No, you know what? Have you watched him? Because he could scoot his ass on over here and take Zach LaVine's job.
Scoot out of the G League onto the Bulls. That'd be nice.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Let us know when it's Thursday so we can time travel in Germany past the Wednesday night game. That's all I have left.
Everybody be sure going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap and on Tap Sportsnet. Following Goose at Bull Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. I can give you a spoiler because it's Wednesday in Germany. The Bulls will probably lose Wednesday night to the Brooklyn Nets, but we'll be here anyway because we are contractually obligated to be. So we'll see you Wednesday night after the Bulls take on the Nets. I guess let's go Bulls.